gentlemen, if we can go ahead and restart the meeting, and thank you for your patience. Hopefully your food was enjoyable. I didn't have a hand in it, so it should be. So it's next week that I get the dabble.
That's why we showed up.
So, all right. You're on the bad list. So at this point, do we have any first-time visitors? I don't think.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, Cousin Patrick for the Malone family.
Fresh meat!
Okay. So, our next one is our birthdays and or wedding anniversaries. So I don't know if we're going to get a report. I don't see the.
What are we talking about?
Sunshine.
Oh, Sunshine Lady is not here today, but we do have a 60th anniversary in our midst. It just occurred this past Wednesday. And it would be Barbara and Earl Nichols.
Yay!
And we've got a 66th, if I remember. No. Damn, you're 60. Was that also 60?
Yeah.
I heard it right. 60th anniversary over here with Barbara and I don't know why I said Barbara. Hello, Joanna and Dick Goodman, and a birthday from the 4th. Happy birthday! Happy anniversary! Any other anniversaries in our midst?
Okay.
Any other birthdays in our midst? May 28th, he was in Mississippi. Did you say it like that too? So if you'll join me in a happy birthday to everybody.
Roll.
Oh,
June 24th is Joanne's.
Joanne.
Yes.
Joanne doesn't get to come to our meetings anymore. Joanne is in a home now, so. But we get to see pictres of her on Facebook, and I get excited when I get to see that. So, anyway, join me in a happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Santa and Mrs. Claus. Happy birthday to you. Oh, and the Angels game. She's hosting you guys for your, and Santa James is doing your.
Okay. So next week is also the Angels game, so the tailgate party out in the parking lot as close to the Big A as possible. Home colors for the Angels are also red, so please don't get confused.
Confused? What's that?
Well, 2 years ago I actually drove through the players gate, and the guy looked at me and said, "I'm not taking your money." I said, "Does that mean I park free?" He said, "No, you're going to go out and you're going to pay when you come in every day attendance." So like I say, that was my lesson. So,
Careful we don't get picked up as homeless.
well, I haven't been by there, so I don't know what that looks like these days. So
Actually, they're gone.
yeah.
Well, they'll think we came back.
Yeah. Okay. So with that, if we can move on to minutes for last meeting. If anybody has any.
Move to approve.
Okay.
Second.
Move to approve.
I know they were a little late. Mr. Secretary had a little brain issue. I probably smacked him.
I didn't hear anybody mentioning that except my wife.
No, because somebody said they didn't get to read them, so I was mentioning that they were done a little
Who was
late.
it? Point them out.
My apologies.
Just kidding.
Just
Okay. I didn't mean to start this.
You didn't have to, sweetie.
We kid, we jest, we love.
Okay. So if we can move on to, and that I'm taking it, the minutes have been approved for last month. Yay.
All in favor? Yay. All opposed? Done.
Sounds like a majority. So now we'll move on to the treasurer's report. So,
Treasury report's on the back of the agenda.
Where's the agenda? I didn't get the agenda.
It's on the other side of the treasurer's report. Keep up. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Here.
It goes.
Everybody got one?
Yes, now they do. Thank you.
All right. So last month, coming to the meeting, we had $467 total. Then the Christmas Charity Fund, last month, they collected $125 and put $63 of that into the Christmas Charity Fund, which brings that up to $217. No, with the 217 up to 280. Then the reunion committee passed out $500 to each one of our chapters. So we got $500 from the reunion committee. So Christmas charity now totals $780.
Yeah, we're on our way.
We have $260 in our bank account in the bank, and I got $780 in the fund, gives us a total of $1,040.
It's going to be a good Christmas for a lot of families.
We hope.
For a few families.
Anything else, Bob?
Motion to accept.
Okay.
Motion to accept the treasurer's report. Second.
Second? Aye. All in favor? Aye. Sounds like anybody knows. Sounds like a unanimous Sunday yay.
Done.
So, as we move on, we'll go into the old business. Old business that I have is a Christmas charity. And do we have any updates on that? Christmas charity?
Oh, for September 23rd.
Okay.
It'll be at the Elks Lodge. I think it's 4 to 7 p.m.
We'll probably, well, I don't know. Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
We're working on it.
Yeah.
Elks Lodge, Garden Grove.
By the next meeting, we'll have tickets to distribute.
And what is it? I'm sorry.
Okay.
We're doing a baked potato and chili night at the Elks Lodge to collect for the Breast Cancer Angels. All of our funds will go to the Breast Cancer Angels. This is an Orange County chapter function, but we welcome anybody from any other chapter that wants to assist, help us out. Or from anywhere, yes.
Do we have to pay the venue?
Yes, well, Rick's already worked that out. We're going to have our own bartender person that will be doing like sodas and waters and things like that for us. We do have to pay for that ourselves, so that will be coming out of what we collect there. Anything that is, what's the word I'm looking for?
Expenses?
Yes, but that's not the word I was looking for. But anyway, any expenses outside of will be taken out of what we collect. Boom, it's gone. It's not that much, trust me.
Do you need any help in making the chili or anything? Or?
Yes, we will be reaching out to people. So those of you that make really good chili, spicy, non-spicy, we want a little of everything so that we give a choice. But figure people can do crock pots of chili. We have a pressure cooker and crock pots, and we can do a few of those. And do baked potatoes. We have the pressure cooker to do the baked potatoes in fairly quickly as well. So I'm thinking that we can actually set up all the baked potatoes and stuff before the night of, bring them in a big container of some sort,
Okay.
and reheat them and stuff once we're there. But anyway, well, he asked
Has anybody here ever attended the San Diego fundraiser that they do every
Yes.
year? The spaghetti dinner, chili dinner? We have blatantly stolen their idea. So if you've been to one of theirs, we're going to try to copy it as closely as possible. It's one of the most successful fundraisers that I've ever seen.
Okay, so thank you for that. So,
It's time 5 to 8 p.m.
Probably 5 to 8, yes.
What day is it?
It's going to be September 23rd.
How come it's not $20 instead of
It's
12?
on that. It's on the back of the reunion
You
flyer.
said 20. Did you say
We
that?
haven't yet decided what the ticket prices will be, but we're probably going to settle on $15 for adults and $10 for children. And the reason we're keeping it deliberately low is San Diego has discovered that nearly 50% of their ticket sales are donations. So we want people to buy tickets even if they're not planning on attending the reunion. And for every meal they serve, they've sold 2 or 3 tickets. So we want to keep the price reasonable so that you can, as you're asking people to support their fundraiser, you can tell them right up front, you don't have to attend. Every ticket that you buy will go to support the Breast Cancer Angels.
that's a good.
Yeah. Okay. So with that in mind, we'll move on to bylaws. Any updates on the bylaws?
Yeah, Bob's got this.
I do.
I'm sorry, Bob.
All right, I'll give you a quick rundown. We have a quick history here. When Forbes was formed, it was actually Santas of the OC that was the first chapter to withdraw from the old amalgamated order when they started running into problems. Nelson Burke and a couple of other Orange County Santas decided to withdraw and form our own group. At the time it was called the Santas of the OC, and when Forbes was formed, it was basically formed around the Santas of the OC. So for the longest time, the Forbes membership roster was the Santas of the OC membership roster. We never charged chapter dues because we were charging Forbes dues and we didn't want to duplicate them. But fast forward 10 years and we now have a roster that includes a lot of names of people who haven't attended a meeting for a while, years or more, but we never had any protocol for trimming or for housekeeping on our roster. That's basically what this entire idea is about. The chapter, the Orange County chapter, is proposing that we charge a stipend, $10 dues, annual dues, and anyone who chooses not to renew their dues for a year or more, we can remove them from the roster. So that's the proposal that has been made. We introduced it at the meeting last month. So basically what we're going to be voting on today is a proposal to initiate chapter dues. If the proposal passes, the dues amount will be $10 per member. Associates? No charge for associates, right?
Well, this is where it gets sticky wicket between if we give the associates voting rights,
That's what I
right?
was thinking.
Oh, that's true. You're right. Okay.
So what if you
So
do associates at
If we give them voting,
$5?
right.
so I'm comfortable with making the dues $5 and instead of $10, and all the associates paid $5 also, and to give them voting rights here. But then the other question is, what do we do about lifetime members, which we grandfathered in when we did before? But at this point in time, I feel like being a lifetime member that we can all afford the $5.
I agree.
Oh wait,
And you're a life
I
member of
misunderstood.
Forbes.
If you're a lifetime member of Forbes, you're proposing that they still pay chapter dues?
Yes, from now on, yes. Which is a change from the original.
I second that motion.
But this is why we are. This is why
We're discussing it, right? Yeah. Okay. Okay. So
Anybody
the proposal
in
was
the room that
original.
has a comment about that?
Obviously, the original proposal was that we would charge $10 dues. That was in the notification that we sent out last week. And I will tell you that I got 5 responses, and 4 of the responses were, I agree, and the 5th response was, I agree, but $10 isn't enough. So I don't know of anybody that has complained about the $10 amount. And since it's only, oh, and one other thing, we have deliberately chosen to stagger the chapter dues date to August 1st because the Forbes dues date is October the 1st. So if we have our dues renewing $10 on August 1st, it shouldn't have any impact at all on people renewing their Forbes membership 3 months later or 2 months later, or whatever it is. Yes, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mr. President. We have a question.
We'll defer to the young lady first.
And what about people that we know, some Santas that don't ever come to meetings, but they pay their Forbes $25? So
But we're talking chapter.
Yeah, they'll still be members of Forbes, but we'll be segregating the chapter roster from the national roster for the first time. So we won't continue to carry Forbes members on the chapter roster unless they choose
so
to.
you have a separate roster.
Right, right.
Got it.
it's just, I belong to all 3 chapters. And in San Diego is, Charlie puts out the notification, he collects, and this year, after 2 months, we were down to 1 person for the $10 fee. So it's money into your account is what it is, to use however the expenses are voted on. So please keep that in mind, whether it's $5 or $10, and whoever voted for 4, that again isn't optional, but it's just, the idea is how to clean up the roster, and a membership dues would solve that just at a local level. I, for one, still like to write postcards, get well cards, things like that. So I do not mind whatever we're going to put out there as a fee, but I would like the availability to write a card saying, thank you, I love you, I miss you, haven't seen you, hope you're doing well. So please keep that in mind. It's not for everybody that you have to do that same thing, but I'm from back east and I grew up in a friendly city. And I love everybody as much as...
There was one?
Yeah, there was. Thank you. Man. So, Mr. Peter, please.
I'm going to fess up. I was the one who thought that $10 wasn't enough. And the reason I mentioned that is I thought, you know, Forbes, we do, of course, belong to Forbes, but this is the chapter. And as long as I've been with Forbes, it's just been such a value to me. I've met so many wonderful people and tapping into all of your wisdom and everything. And I think, you know, is that priceless? Yes, in many ways, but is $10 enough? I mean, if it's just once a year, $10 is like, if you have a vice is more than $10. A 12-pack of beer, or you know, any of you who smoke or whatever, and $10 is not difficult. Maybe it's not enough. My own personal opinion is I thought, you know, double would be still a great value, and would make more sense because then it's a value to you as well. So
and just to clarify, both the Inland Empire and San Diego chapters charge dues of $10. Annual dues.
One-time basis.
Oh, is it? So it's a registration fee?
It's just only one time.
Oh, Inland Empire is waiting to adjust their bylaws to see what we come up with.
Okay.
Anyway,
All right.
I don't want to wish to seem like sour grapes or anything, but I think $10 is marginal. It kind of marginalizes us and the value that we get out of Forbes altogether.
So what do you think, Bob?
Those are my thoughts.
2 votes, 1 to authorize the dues, and then 1 to set the price?
Sounds right to me.
Okay. Oh, go ahead.
Okay, lifetime members. We don't have to pay dues. I want that rescinded, and we pay dues just like everybody else.
To Forbes?
Well,
Okay, we can introduce that at a Forbes board meeting. This is chapter level, and since we never had dues at the chapter level, we don't have any exemptions at the chapter level. But it is a consideration if we do impose dues at the chapter level. Should we extend an exemption to the Forbes lifetime members? And it seems to be the consensus that that's not necessary. You agree?
Yeah.
Okay, I agree with Bob. It's not necessary for us to extend a dues exemption to the chapter.
Well, I feel guilty as hell not having to pay dues every year.
We take your money anyway.
Well, he's been paying.
Yeah, he pays anyway. Just to be clear, he pays dues every year, even though he's a lifetime member.
But when he joined, he was a lifetime member, but he paid $10 anyway.
Okay.
Good for him.
Okay, so sounds like, Mr. President, it sounds like we're going to do 2 votes.
2 votes it is.
Any further discussion?
Oh, right, of course, sorry.
Anybody else have any ideas on this, or are we ready to do a vote?
So, Miss Diana, did your question get answered?
Yeah, but this is just Orange County, right?
Right.
Okay, so if we decide to do it on
You guys, Orange County's got lots of money.
And by the way, the notification that we sent out that you guys read the proposal in went out to everybody on our roster. So even the people who don't regularly attend had the opportunity to review the proposal and attend today to express their opinion if they wanted to. So they agree by their absence to be bound by your decision here today.
So how much are you saying for?
That's going to be the second vote. The first vote is just to establish the dues. The second vote will be to establish the amount.
I call for the question.
Question has been called for, Mr. President.
Okay. First, initiative.
Is there an official motion?
Okay.
I will make a motion.
Yes, go ahead.
I will make a motion that Orange County chapter start charging annual dues to all members
And associates.
and associates.
I call for the question.
You already have, and he's putting it into a motion, form of a motion. So second the motion as expressed by the treasurer.
10 seconds.
Oh, Ted. Okay, multi-second. Okay.
Anybody got anything else?
Any further discussion on the subject, on the question? Okay. Well, actually you can until we call for the vote. Okay, so call for the vote.
Okay, so at this point, let's vote for the initiative. Anybody?
All in favor of the motion as expressed,
All in motion as expressed.
say aye. Aye. Any opposed?
Nays?
No.
Ted, was that a genuine no? I wanted to assert. Okay, no, he does that all the time. Okay, so motion passes unanimously.
Okay,
Thank
the
you.
motion has been acknowledged and
So, further discussion on the amount. The amount I will propose in the motion will be $10. Is there any further discussion on the amount?
Annually?
$10 due on August the 1st of each year. So, official, sure. So the official motion is, I move that the Orange County chapter set dues, annual dues in the amount of $10 to be collected from every member and associate on August 1st each year.
I second the motion.
Motion's been made and seconded, Mr. President.
Okay.
No more discussion. Does anyone want to say something?
Does anyone have any discussions
Are
on
you
the
doing a
motion?
different one on associates?
No, this,
What is it?
the
Did
motion,
you just say members and associates?
I did,
So
yes.
it's $10 and $10.
$10
So
and
it's a total
$10.
of 20 per couple.
Yes,
Okay, just wanted to clarify.
yes.
If you want to vote. If you want to vote. Yeah, I'm just.
And although it's not part of the record,
So
we always have an option to,
Then all the women that pay will be actually on the roster.
and every woman who attends now our chapter meetings has the right to vote, just like the members do. So since you have the right, since you have equal rights, you should have equal obligations.
Okay.
So the motion's been made and seconded at the $10 level.
Okay, so at this point, we would like to take a vote for the motion for the $10 fee for each person and associate for the Orange County chapter.
And if you want it at $5, just vote no here. And if it fails, then you'll be able to submit a motion at that amount. So,
at this point, can we get a vote for yay for $10 fee?
all in favor of annual dues at $10 per, say aye. Aye. Any opposed, say nay. Thank you. Passed unanimously.
Thank you for the kind words and
Thank you,
the
sir.
formality. Okay, so are there any discussions, questions right now before we move on?
just to clarify, August 1st is when those dues will be made.
Right, we will send out
And then
notifications.
October,
October 1st, Forbes will send out In September, we'll begin notifying you for Forbes. In mid-July, we'll begin notifying you for SOTOC.
Okay, so
Thank you, guys.
after the bylaws, do we have an update on the 2019 reunion?
Oh, yes.
On this flyer.
Yes. Bob has distributed a flyer with registration information. Registrations are open. SilverJubileeReunion.com. Registrations are now open. The hotel is taking registrations. We've already reserved our room. We have pretty much ironed out all of the details of the reunion. Our Friday excursion will be your choice of 2 tours. One tour will be conducted by bus to the Sam Malou Foundation, and from there to the Philippi Winery, where you will enjoy a lunch, and then in the afternoon, return to the hotel. Tour B will be transported by bus to the Graber Olive House, which is a great visit and tour. They have a gift shop and a tea shop and a nice tour. So anyway, the Tour B will go to the Graber Olive House, and from there to Logan's Candies, where they will be prepared to do a candy cane demonstration for us. And then Tour B will go to the Philippi Winery, and they will have lunch, and then they will enjoy a tour, and then they will go back to the hotel.
I think between 1 and 2 there should be an or. The way it's stated, everything including people would look at that and think they get both trips. Unless that's
okay, right. Okay, Bob, thank you. And Bob also pointed out to me that I haven't clarified that on the website yet.
Right.
So I'll jump on that. Thank you, Diana, for clarifying that. So it'll be either Tour A or Tour B. And I should also tell you that the main difference between the two is Maloof charges admission. So there will be a $15 admission fee if you choose Tour A. There will be a $15 admission fee for Maloof. And the way it's planned right now, I think the reunion committee is going to be able to spring for the lunch at Philippi Winery. We're also paying for the transportation. So Tour B will effectively be free if you choose it. And Tour A, which is an even better tour, will cost you $15.
It is beautiful there, the garden area, everything is just
Maloof,
beautiful there.
Diva and I went there. We scouted all of these locations, by the way. And Maloof is impressive as heck. It is incredible. I saw it online twice because we were invited a number of times. We've been trying to, there have been Santas that have been trying to organize a group tour over there for years. And I looked at it online and I was like, yawn. But then we went over there. Oh my goodness. So that's going to be a great tour.
Can I make one more statement?
Yes, ma'am, please.
Last year we had a problem with people who did not sign up for the big package for the meet and greet. In past years, the meet and greet, people could come in after eating and, you know, have the camaraderie as it was a meet and greet. But I don't know how we would address that without people coming in to eat when they hadn't had that package. Some of them came in and ate.
Because they were at the event, but they didn't pay for it, and then they ended up eating too.
Oh, they're free to reunion with anyone on the premises after the meet and greet, but I don't see any reason to allow them to join us without purchasing the meal.
It happened anyway.
Yeah, okay. Well, we'll have a sergeant at arms with a taser this year.
It's a sticky thing because here you have some guy from Florida that's flown all the way out here and to be part of it, but he didn't sign up for the meet and greet Friday night, and all the Sanders are in there. We'd like to let him in, but we got to give account to the hotel.
I know.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is we did have people come in anyway.
Okay. And we had a buffet meal that time, and it's going to be the same thing this time, so we're going to have to control access. And they'll just have to wait in the lobby until the paid guests come back out. We'll address it, don't worry.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
We'll figure it out. We want everybody to come, but we don't want anybody to take something they haven't paid for.
And thank you for bringing it to the attention. Yeah.
If someone isn't going on the tours, why can't you just have a separate price for the meet and greet in the evening?
Instead of the tour.
Instead of it being.
In other words,
We've already got 5 levels of registration for the reunion. I don't know if we want to. The one thing that I really don't want to do is start. What is it called? Not carte blanche, but
Cafeteria.
A la carte.
a la carte. Yeah, the one thing that we haven't done since 2015 is a la carte sales, and it's just too complicated. So packages, and you know what? If you don't want to join us for the tours, you're still welcome to reunion. If you don't want to, I mean, the tour is free. If you don't want to get on the bus, don't get on the bus.
right? That would be, you sell it, but don't go.
Yeah.
Just a moment. Okay, is everybody's questions answered? Any more questions?
Another question back here.
Yes, Esther.
We don't have to put like on the the lunches or the dinners, you don't have a choice of beef or chicken or anything like that?
The meal selections, the ones that you have options for, will be available to you as you register. You will select your meals from the drop-down menus as you register. Yes. 2 of the meals will be fixed menu, obviously, but the meals that we have offered options, the option will be selected as you register.
Okay, and that meet and greet is going to be a buffet like it was?
Yes. And I believe the lunch on Saturday will be, is a selection.
Can you do both tours?
It won't be feasible. It won't be physically possible.
Oh, okay.
Because one tour is going to be leaving the hotel at 9 in order to get the bus back to the hotel to pick up the second tour at 10. And from that moment on, the bus driver has 11 stops, and they're tightly scheduled.
Okay, so is there any questions about the reunion?
Oh, back to
Okay.
the vendors again. An atrium that's open, so we're going to have to.
This is going to be the greatest vendor fair ever.
But we have to pick up and take it back to her because there's not going to be. It's going to be open.
It'll be open for that whole building and that whole lobby.
The vendor,
Yeah.
the vendor, we have to.
It's not going to be a
It's
locked room.
open. There's no lock. We have to take.
Volunteers like we have done in the past.
In the past, what we have done for open vendor tables is to mount a watch through the night. But they'll also have hotel security, and the vendor area, the atrium that you're looking at. I don't know if you visited the venue yet. Trust me, this is going to be the greatest ever. We're really lucky. These guys were really generous to move us in here. But we were there on a day when the some national fraternity was having their national convention there, and their vendor fair was awesome. Awesome, and the vendors have all the room to spread out. And since the entire atrium is within eyesight of the concierge desk and the check-in desk, I don't think you'll have to worry about people rifling through. At most, you might want to drape the table so that anybody who wants to plunder would have to actually lift a drape to do so, and would attract the attention. And if it's a consideration, then we'll mount a voluntary watch like we did in 2015.
Do we have a committee head for the vendor fair yet?
When she started asking about the vendors, I was hoping that she was considering our request. You're not interested, Esther?
Well, what does it entail?
Well, as I mentioned in my email, about half the table, almost every vendor that we had this year has expressed an interest in returning. So it looks like we have 15 of the 30 vendors already booked. So it's not that complex. But Diana, what was your suggestion regarding the vendors?
No, I have people who are going to contact me in the next month.
Oh, yeah.
So
And
that
this-
wanted to know who to contact.
And here's the thing. This is going to be our most heavily publicized reunion since the 20th reunion. I have a press release ready to go out. I'm working on a 5-minute press release video that we're going to submit. We're going to have it on every news service in the country. So I really think that our biggest problem this year is going to be expandability, because we're booking everything and signing contracts based on our previous year's experience. And I really think that we might strain the budget, strain the available resources, because this is going to be our biggest year ever. And the vendors are going to have their best year ever. Because they're going to be in the atrium, everybody in the hotel is going to be walking through our vendor fair. Unlike last year unlike in previous years when they were sequestered in a room at the end of a hallway and everybody had to know where they were, this year they're going to be right out in this beautiful open air atrium, and everybody in the hotel is going to be wandering through the tables, just like we did for that fraternity. I wound up not needing a jersey or a hat or anything like that, but I could have bought it if I want to. I wound up looking at all their tables. Yeah, so the vendors, whoever takes the vendors this year is going to have the easiest year ever. And I will help you every step of the way. So give us some serious consideration.
And then also when people ask about the handicap rooms, how many do we have available?
7, okay.
7.
Oh, and one more thing. Thank you for reminding me. The hotel is also generously extending to us a number of upgrades, room upgrades to junior suites. I believe they agreed on 10. Yeah, anyway, those are going to be raffled, well, not raffled, drawing among the registrants. So everybody who registers will be put into a drawing for one of the automatic upgrades. I think we're going to hold a couple of them back for vendor fair, for vendor storage and things. Okay, we haven't decided on it. We discussed it, but we haven't decided yet. But anyway, there will be a number of room upgrades also.
That would be great. That suggestion about the vendor storage.
One of them we're going to definitely reserve for use with the raffle and for vendor overflow.
And Adele,
Yes, exactly. For Adele's our platinum sponsor, so I'd be more than happy to let her use the raffle room. Yeah. Go ahead, Bob. I just gave the farm away, baby.
You did. Last time I knew we had 2 rooms. But
Oh, no. Okay, you know what? I may be thinking of, but I'm pretty sure they said.
okay.
Okay.
We'll find out.
Yes, more.
Did I open Pandora's box with that?
I'm pretty sure he said at least 6.
We need
PT Barnum.
okay.
This way to see egress.
Okay. Okay, so if there's nothing left for old business, if we could move to the new business section. So,
Okay, well, on here is Santa's School, which I've been to 3, I guess, maybe 4. I don't know.
Is this Tim's International?
Yeah, Tim's
Okay.
coming to Ontario in July, and we highly recommend the school.
What's it cost?
It depends on if you've been there before.
Yeah.
And if it's a single or a couple.
Yeah, and it's go to the website and check it out.
Okay.
And it'll tell you. Now also I have this information from Tim where he's seeking full-time position in Los Angeles area. For one mall is $45 an hour, depending on the Santa's thing starts November 16th, and then there's actually he's got two deals in LA, and needs quality suit. Yeah, they're both $45 an hour. If somebody has the desire and you have the good equipment, you have to get Tim's approval, but if somebody wants to do it, why, I've got the information that he sent out here to anybody that's interested. I can, all I can do is give you this contact to Tim, and Tim is doing it.
If you're in your first few years as a Santa, a mall gig might be a really great place for you to get some experience and make some money at the same time. And the school, yeah.
But it's a real grind. It's 10 hours a day, every day from the 16th, except maybe Thanksgiving you have off. I think the second one was going to be 2 Santas. The first one was just 1 Santa. So, but if anybody's interested, see me and I'll give you full information.
But it takes most Santas a few years to build a client list of their own.
Yeah.
And in the very beginning, this is a really good way to guarantee yourself a healthy income for the season.
And makes that you need.
But you need a really good suit and a really good look to be hired for these things.
And every year that rolls by, you roll the dice at being the last mall Santa, because malls are disappearing quickly.
Oh yeah.
okay, so with most of that being said, if we could just move on, upcoming events. So for a list that I have is next week, Cookout. Okay.
Maybe Ed Howie is hosting Dana Point next month.
Well, I had that as a
I'm sorry.
No, that's fine.
I thought that's what you were too.
Well, I was just going to try and go in a couple
He's
of
got his list.
So next week is the Angels game with the Cookout prior to. So Debbie England is looking for people to
Debbie York,
excuse me, to write or tell her what we can bring to
Potluck.
lessen the
The which? The cookout.
to the
the Angels,
so
the tailgate party.
So that's next week. So Lauren has most of the tickets already distributed. The others will be at will call in case somebody contacts you, because I've had a few from San Diego ask me, but I've only gotten Charlotte. So tell them the same thing. We'll call. So San Diego chapter meeting is usually the first Wednesday of the month, but because 4th of July happens to be the first Wednesday, it is going to be Saturday the 7th at Sizzler at 11 o'clock down in San Diego by the old Jack Murphy Stadium or SDCCU.
Fair warning, Diva's going to be at that meeting.
And I will bring that shirt next week so you can try
Thank you,
that.
Mother.
So now we'll get to Ed for the Dana Point. So if you'd like to speak about it.
It'll be the same menu as we've had in prior years. We open at 11 that day. Just the week prior to the event is, I'll send out the gate code, so you don't have to call the bar. And the bartender, who happens to be Smiley Bob,
Might not be smiling by the end of it.
too many answers. So we'll send that out, and it's moved to the second Saturday of July.
The 14th.
Because the third Saturday of July and the following Sunday, I'll be doing King Neptune at the Ocean Festival.
Here, here. Note that, everybody, next month it's the second Saturday
The 14th.
because he's busy being King Neptune on the third Saturday.
They have dory races, car show on the pier, and they have a new event that I haven't fully read about yet, something about Marines landing on the beach.
Oh, yay.
Really?
Something new.
Santa suits?
In Santa suits.
Well, they could.
If you go to see King Neptune, take a telephoto lens because there's like 30 kids deep around him all day long.
And Santa Ed, is it cash only there at the yacht
Cash or
club?
charge.
Cash or charge. Thank
Cash
you.
or charge. You go up to the bartender, you'll give your credit card, he'll ring it up, and you can either pay cash at the end, and there are alcoholic beverages available.
Wow, thank God.
Creating great.
Can we have every meeting there?
Don't get so excited, Bob.
So with that, Inland Empire meeting, is it still the 21st?
It's the 21st in Chevy's.
Okay.
Ontario Mills.
Okay, so
11 o'clock Chevy's by the Ontario Mills, Inland Empire, 21st, right?
okay. So
They shifted theirs because ours had to shift, and we appreciate that.
If
okay,
it's
so
gonna be a
with
hot
that,
day, they'll take us inside.
Yes.
so with that, with Peter's passing, Kathy has brought in some of Peter's shorts, shirts, and 2 sweaters, and there are some pants in the box beneath.
That is so sweet of you.
Yeah, so
Thank you, lovely.
yeah. So we love you. You're on our prayers,
I don't care what it says in the bathroom. I think you're all right.
I'm going to smack you in front of you this time.
Okay, so now that we're done with that part, are there any final things before we?
Sing the song.
Back behind you, behind you, James.
Okay, okay,
Could I just say one thing? Just one thing?
yes.
Okay. Guys, okay. I want you to know that it's really important to put your ducks in a row. Fortunately, Peter and I did, so that when he passed away very fast, and I was able to, with good common sense and clarity, take care of everything that needed to be done. So please, take care of all of your business, get your wills, get your trust done, your advance directive, whatever, and talk to your loved ones and find out, what do you want? Do you want to be left on life support, or do you want to be released and go to heaven? What do you want? It's just really important, and that's all I want to say, because I'm at peace right now knowing that I knew what Peter wanted.
Is that what's called a living will?
Living trust. Living trust.
Living trust, okay, all right.
Thank you.
Over here.
Okay, So if we could recognize this table here. So.
Thank you, Kathy.
It's a great table. It's nice and built.
Let's open the bidding at 59.
Saturday at the Angels, just FYI, Saturday at the Angels game, the Angels Foundation and the Angels Wives group, they are collecting toys for their foundation for Christmas. So if you bring a $10 unwrapped toy and drop it off, you get a voucher for a future game.
Gate 1.
Gate 1.
Which
Under
one
the
is,
hats.
which one is gate 1? Under the hat?
Under the hats.
Now, well, we
Oh,
have,
wait. You just made the list, buddy.
yeah, there's a certain gate you have to go through, but we're in
Gate 1.
in addition to that, what we've done in the past is, if you're okay with giving your vouchers off to the Sunshine Secretary or activities person, we will make sure that they get to the Elks Lodge in Garden Grove because they give them to the Boys and Girls Club there in Garden Grove. That's part of their charities, and those kids can go see a game that they would never ever have an opportunity to do. We all have that opportunity every year if we want to do it pretty much, but they don't. So if you get those vouchers by taking the unwrapped $10 toys through that gate, if you wish, you can donate it and we'll pass it on to the Elks Lodge.
And Boys and Girls Clubs are the official charity of Fraternal Order of Real Bearded Santas. Each chapter has its own. We have Breast Cancer Angels, but Forbes' official charity is Boys and Girls Clubs.
Okay, at this point, if there be no further actions, Bob, would we like to sing a song?
Excuse me, can we,
Okay, on the back of the flyer.
I was wondering if I needed this for the minutes. We only have one more official report, and that is.
Yeah, why don't you do the raffle?
Today we collected $143, and we will be giving $72 of that to the Breast Cancer Angels Fund.
Good.
Thank you, everyone.
Split the other 31 into 2 prizes. There you go.
Okay.
So can we
Did I say 31? I meant 71. So I'll be splitting that.
And with that, I'll end the recording.